Hi, my name is Natalie Mullins, and this is my PD on the integration of literacy strategies. Hopefully, by the end of my presentation, you'll have some new ideas to incorporate into your school library and with students to promote more reading and literacy for young adults. In my presentation, I am going to give a young adult literature overview, and then I connected each of my strategies to a fiction book literary element that is also key in creating wonderful stories and working with students. So we will connect our strategies to the plot, the characters, the setting, the theme, style that books are written in, and then we will end with a PD activity that I hope you will enjoy. Young adult literature, as defined in our text, is literature written for young people ages 12 to 18 and books that are marketed as young adult by a publisher. We would like to focus on the books that adolescents choose to read over the ones that they are being told to read to really promote literature in their lives and in our school. Young adult literature does not have to be the most popular, trendy book or get many awards to resonate with the young adult reader. The books, however, will have some common characteristics. This book will reflect the reader in mind and speech. The main character will be an adolescent in this age range. This will be seen in their dialogue, the challenges that they face, and their point of view. It is important that the point of view is from this individual, not from an adult perspective, reflecting on this period of their life. A key component for young adult readers to really engage in the stories is that they can see themselves reflected in the text. Finding ways to critique literature in the collection by reading and using resources will ensure best selection for students. In fiction books, there are many literary elements to review. First, the plot or sequence of events. And a good plot includes conflict, whether it's person against self or person against person. A pedagogical strategy would be for students to analyze the conflict or even diagram the plot of their readings. However, in practice, librarians should also analyze the changing curriculum needs of the school and evaluate collection items. As Martis explains, as librarians get caught in day to day administrative activities, they must not forget the common goal of the school, which is to create an effective environment for educational experience. Our next vital literary element is the characters. Well developed characters are crucial in young adult books because they can become friends and role models to our readers. Having students write analytical character essays or even character resumes can develop students' critical thinking and analytical skills. For best practice, librarians should incorporate student voice in book selection, programs, and activities in the library to make sure every student in the school feels like a main character. Books in the collection should meet readers' needs, interests, and abilities, thus ensuring young adults continue reading and don't quit due to boredom or lack of appeal. My favorite strategy that's connected to the literary elements is the setting. In a story, it's the time and the place. In our schools, teachers and librarians can make an environment of appreciating reading daily. Some pedagogy activities to enhance reading include literature circles so that students can express their thoughts and feelings in small groups, as well as book clubs to make young adult readers feel included and recognized. The development of creative book projects will additionally develop prolonged literature engagement. Some of these could be collaging, acting out scenes from the book, or even creating short films. As teachers and librarians, collaboration efforts should be prioritized and taken to create a setting of literature and leisure reading in each classroom. This should be regardless of subject area. Incorporating reading into science, mathematics, or electives will enhance this literature attitude. Librarians can help fill shelves in these classrooms that are applicable to the subjects and even develop lesson plans together. Next, let's talk about theme. As we know, theme is the underlying meaning in a story and can build moral and ethical beliefs in readers. Theme activities can be differentiated for a text to accommodate the learner's needs. For example, independent theme journaling can assist students in understanding those pivotal moments within the literary work, whereas group discussion and debate can allow students to really learn from one another. As a librarian, increasing the diversity of the collection is another way to expose young adults to many literary themes and cultures. For example, including the picture book, The People Could Fly, and the realistic fiction book, I Want to Be Your Shoebox, provide multicultural and genre diverse books for students to choose from. Both also reflect cultural values within the school population. And finally, some strategies around style. How the author tells the story in young adult literature has differing characteristics than other genres of reading. Sentences, words, and organization appeal to readers because of this in many ways. For pedagogy, the strategy is to encourage reading based on interest rather than level. My niece is in the second grade and has struggled with reading and her comprehension pretty much since COVID 19. She went back to school and disliked having to practice reading until her teacher found her interesting books. For my niece, it was fairies. She has since read many Tinkerbell books, and her comprehension and love of reading has improved. Now, at the same time, best practice means recommending books with complexity suited to promote growth in our students. A reader with slower reading skills would benefit from books with shorter chapters. And you could use other books, for example, Dread Nation could help young adult readers grow in drawing conclusions because they can use context clues of the style in the words. They may be able to identify that shamblers, as used in the text often, would be like what they would consider a zombie. In conclusion, there are many ways to grow a love of literature, and there is a vast world to be discovered when educators put strategies into place that best suit the needs of our students. I hope that through this presentation, you found at least one thing that you could take back to your school and your library that will work with your students. And please share with me any experiences and enlightenments that you discover in using these methods. Now it's your turn to try. So for my PD activity, I've given a scenario, some class demographics, and then a task. So you are the sole librarian in your school, and the ninth grade science teacher approaches you about incorporating books into the next unit about Earth and space. His class demographics are listed there for you to use as you generate a list of books that he can choose from to use and extend the curriculum of his course. For you being the librarian, come up with a couple titles that he could integrate into this class that would really deepen their understanding and evoke a setting of literature outside of the library. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. Thank you so much for your time in viewing my presentation.